Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving deep into the world of German food, taking a tour through 10 classic dishes that are just packed with flavor. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to build the perfect German plate.
Okay, so when I say German food, what's the first thing that pops into your head? I'm guessing it's probably sausages and beer, right? And hey, you're not wrong, but there's so much more to it. We're gonna go way beyond the stereotypes and explore what an authentic German menu really looks like, one delicious piece at a time.
All right, first things first. Every great meal needs a solid centerpiece. And when it comes to hearty, satisfying main courses, Germany does not mess around. This is where we build the foundation of our entire meal. Kicking things off with an absolute icon, the schnitzel. It's a simple idea. A thin pork cutlet, breaded, and then fried until it's perfectly golden brown. But you know, the best part? It's that incredible crunch you get when you cut into it. So satisfying. It's simple, but man, when it's done right, it's one of the most filling and delicious things you can eat.
All right, next up, we have this masterpiece, the pork knuckle. This thing is a total showstopper, especially down in Bavaria. It's a huge pork leg that's roasted for a long time, and the result? Just imagine, this crazy, crispy, crackling skin, and then inside, the meat is just unbelievably soft and juicy. It literally falls right off the bone.
And of course, you can't talk about a German menu without talking about bratwurst. It's just not possible. This isn't just any old sausage. We're talking about a cultural staple with tons of different versions all over the country. The real secret to a perfect bratwurst, it's all about that juiciness. And what do you eat it with? Well, it's got to be a good, sharp mustard. That's pretty much non-negotiable. Now, if you're a fan of those deep, rich, slow-cooked dishes, you're going to love this. Beef goulash is comfort food in a bowl, plain and simple. You've got these chunks of beef that are simmered for hours with onions and this amazing savory sauce until that beef is just melt in your mouth tender and packed with flavor. So, you've got your main course picked out. Awesome. But that's really only half the story, right? What really makes a German meal special are the sides. They're basically designed to be the perfect partners for all those rich, meaty flavors.
And this is where you really see the genius of it all. So you've got sauerkraut, that sour, tangy flavor from the pickled cabbage. It's the perfect thing to cut right through the richness of, say, a pork knuckle. But then, on the other side of things, you've got German potato salad. And you know, it's not the creamy mayo-based stuff you might be thinking of. It's often served warm with a vinegar dressing, which gives it this totally different, light and fresh vibe.
And then there's Spätzle. Oh man, Spätzle. If you've never had it, just think of it as Germany's version of mac and cheese, or maybe little pasta dumplings. They're just these super soft little egg noodles, and they're usually tossed in butter or covered in melted cheese. I mean, come on. It is the definition of warm, comforting perfection. Okay, so we've got our mains, we've got our sides. Our plate is looking pretty good. But we're not done yet. Now it's time to round out the whole experience with the other good stuff, the snacks, the dessert, and of course the drinks. First up, the classic German pretzel. And I'm not talking about those little hard, crunchy things you get in a bag. No. A real German pretzel is this big, beautiful, doughy bread. It's got that classic twist, a little bit of coarse salt on top for that salty bite, but the inside is just incredibly soft and chewy. Perfect.
Okay, time for dessert. And it doesn't get much better than apple strudel. This is just wow. You have this incredibly thin, flaky pastry, and it's all wrapped around this warm filling of sweet apples and cinnamon. And honestly, the smell alone when they bring it to your table, that's half the experience right there.
All right, we've got all this amazing food. Now we need the perfect drink to wash it all down. And this one, well, let's just say it's very famous around the world. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Of course, it has to be German beer. I mean, German beer is famous all over the world for a reason. It's known for its incredible quality and purity, and it is the absolute perfect partner for all this hearty food. It's served cold, it's crisp, and that freshness just cuts through everything.
So, there you have it. We've gone through all the different pieces of a classic German meal. Now, let's put it all together and see what our perfect feast really looks like.
So, let's actually build that perfect plate. Imagine this. You start with that incredible pork knuckle as your centerpiece. Then you add a good helping of that tangy sauerkraut to cut through the richness. You absolutely have to have some of that cheesy, comforting Spätzle. Throw a pretzel on the table for everyone to share, and of course, you wash it all down with a big, cold, fresh German beer. Now that is a meal to remember.
So, we've covered the whole menu, from the crispy schnitzel all the way to that sweet, warm apple strudel. There's really only one question left to ask. Now that you know the classics, which one are you going to try first? Thanks so much for joining me on this little food tour. Enjoy your meal!